Alright, hope I haven't bored you too much. This is Carpo. This is part 3. Hopefully the last one. I know I talk a lot, but then again, I could apologize, but you don't have to listen, I guess. I make my videos, and they're there, you know, they're there. This idea that I was really considering was the philosophers and how they, you know, when I said earlier about, in the first video here, about philosopher kings and how they, what philosopher would want to be a politician. And that really gets me thinking about whether or not we need philosophers as politicians or philosopher kings. Perhaps we need people who are more geared towards that political. It takes, I don't want to say a cutthroat attitude, but when you're defending against so many different points of view, and you also have so many people in your constituents, all the people who have different points of view in your country, and you have to answer to all of them. There's always going to be 49% who's pissed off at you. And it takes a little bit of a kick-ass kind of person to be a good politician. And not everybody has that. I'm not that kind of person. I wouldn't be able to make the hard decisions that it required. So this is why we have advisors, right? This is why they have advisors. People who are like philosophers, who think about these things. An advisor is a person who can reason for another person or help them. And if you think about this, I'm trying to say that each person plays a part, and that we don't all have to say we want to be the government, let's say. And this is always, I hear this a lot, that we should all have an equal say in what the government does and the decisions the government makes. Sure. But shouldn't we all equally be informed on this situation, though? I mean, I don't know very many people who really research the stuff before they speak their opinion. And it's usually regurgitated information that you've heard from a million other people. It seems like every time I hear some crazy theory or conspiracy or whatnot, within a week somebody responds to a comment or something to somebody else about how, oh, but and this and this and this, as if it's a fact. Like, theories become facts overnight because there's so much going on, and so many different people, so many different ideas of how to do this. And we've come together, we've come so close together now with the computers, and I keep saying that, but it's really changed. Sure, we had airplanes and everything, and up until the 90s, you know, we didn't really have computers, but even up until the last 10 years, social networking didn't really come to its fruition, to its peak, until about 5 years ago, the way I see it. About 5 years ago, all these things started to become functional for the average person who could afford a digital camera, who could afford to and understand how to upload stuff, understand how to work a computer, and here we are, you know. I don't take it for granted, you know. I am very, very grateful. At the same time, I'm you know, I'm saddened by what the internet has done to some people and certain ideas, but it's nothing new. It's just more in your face, okay? All these ideas have always been out there. The hate groups, the love groups, all the different groups. They've always been there. It's just that now they're in your face. And you can choose to go to the next page, you know? And the internet's become a place for people to express their differences. And I'd love to see a new level of understanding and tolerance. And there was a time in my life where I didn't really think it was possible. And the reason why I've changed that point of view now is because I've seen it starting to happen. And I don't know if it's just all in my head, but I swear that I'm seeing people start to reason and understand. And when there's somebody hateful, let's say the YouTube community, for example, when there's somebody hateful, they'll be blocked, they'll be banned, whatever it is, you know, if they're spreading, you know, hate and cussing at people, the community doesn't tolerate it. Back in the day, we just let the stuff go and say the internet's a dirty place, you know, but now we see it as an actual location, you know. We forget that the internet weighs nothing, but it's there, and we all are kind of here to say, oh, this guy's, you know, acting like a dick, okay, I'll avoid him, and together we learn how to, you know, I don't know, it seems like people are starting to learn how to converse more. And I don't know if that's just because I'm associating with certain groups of people online. Because then again, if I go to other videos, there's still kids saying, "Oh, fucking douchebag," and this. You know, I guess it depends on what you're associated with. So what you associate yourself with in your life is going to really reflect how your emotional state is, what kind of people you're going to be dealing with. And this is why about a year ago, I canceled all my subscriptions to any channel that had to do with the end of the world, the apocalypse, any type of negative news. And the only reason I had ever subscribed to it is because I always said that I want to be aware when something goes down. I want to know. And I used to watch the RSOE emergency website every day. I'd go there and look at and see where the outbreaks were, what kind of fires, earthquakes. I still check the quakes. I still watch the sun. But if something really happens, you'll know it. It'll pop up on the internet somewhere. You'll see it. Somebody will tell you about it. I guess what I'm saying is that I don't need that negativity in my life just so I can be aware, because I realized that awareness was kind of like my prepping days, where I was waiting for the end of the world and I had all my canned food and all my stuff, and I still got it, but I feel much more comfortable now about just letting life be what it is, because we're always swimming against the current. Always. It's just like endless, man. You know those cycles you go through where you wake up in the morning and you feel a certain way. You think about the night before, like, whoa, how could I be that motivated or this tired or that, whatever it was, and you get into a different emotional state. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. So anyway, I'm going to end this rant because I'll just go on forever. Hope you're all doing well.